So we're going to transition into packing the backpack. Like I said, packing a day pack is very different from packing a backpack, which we'll get into later. The first thing you're going to pack in are the things that you're not going to typically use. So that can be something like those extra clothes that you brought. Chances are you're not going to be breaking into your long underwear, and you're not going to be breaking into some of the other clothes that you brought with you. So we're going to put that at the bottom of the pack. It's also going to provide a pretty good base for us to stack up on. And as we go, we're going to kind of play with some of the heavier stuff, and we're going to play with a little bit of the more important items. Again, in this case, you're probably not going to be using your water filtration system right away, so it's something we're also going to put at the bottom. If you do have to use it, then you can pull things out and go from there, but it's important to have with you, still put it at the bottom. Next, it's going to start coming kind of down to personal preference, right? Again, I brought both of these guys with me. You know, maybe it's one of those days where I want a little bit more breathability than I want absolute warmth. So I'm probably going to put this guy in next. And don't worry about rolling it in. You know, you want to fill every crevice that you can in these bags. It's going to help keep the bag tight. Things aren't going to shift. So don't be afraid to just push it in there. It might be a bit wrinkly, but you're outside, so that shouldn't matter anyway. But next, I'm going to put my other layer in. So you can see pretty quickly, if you look at the bag, right, it's starting to get pretty heavy. We can also open up this bag a little bit more by releasing some of these tabs. Most good backpacking backpacks and day packs will have these on there. Again, it's cinching it down, preventing things from moving. But like I said, we have some of the most important things out of the way. As you start adding from there, again, we're gonna have things that we're gonna grab quickly, right? So we're going to have our rain gear readily available, and we're especially going to have our medical kit readily available. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pack as we can. So I'm going to have my medical kit next, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my rain gear. And I'm going to tuck that in. I'm running out of space on the inside. And again, the pack looks pretty big. You know, what you'll also find is as you pack, you'll have to play with where things are. Maybe you take things out, maybe you carry things another way, maybe you need a bigger bag. Sometimes bags come with things called brains that you can fill out. This one's got a little brain up here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my compass, put the map up top, and again, I'm probably not going to need the lighter and the match, but it's still something good to have up here. Easy to get to in case you do end up needing it. Toilet paper, like I said, in the plastic bag. You can have a little bit more if you want. You can put it somewhere nice and simple, either to get to easily, like a side pocket here or there. Same thing with the medication, right? I may be using it, I may not, but I'm gonna put it usually in the same place that I put my toilet paper. I'm gonna have my hand sanitizer readily available. Maybe I'll put it inside there. And now we're at the other portions, right? So, one thing about hiking in Colorado is we do have a lot of wildlife throughout the state. We do have carnivores, such as bears and mountain lions. And it's a good idea to have something that makes sound. So I like having my trowel on this clamp. It makes sound as I'm going around, but it's also easy for me to get to. Having something lightweight like this is going to be important, but having some sound producing device, it can be a bell, can be really useful. You don't have to have your music blasting when you're on a trail. You know, it's not really good trail etiquette anyway, but having something that can make sound is useful. But also having it on something like a carabiner is going to make it so it's readily available. Again, if that does annoy you, if you don't want that sound when you're out and about, you can do the same thing. You can put it in there, tighten this down, and it'll stop making sound. If you do have a GPS unit, that is one thing that you are going to want to have handy, right? My GPS unit has a SOS feature on it, so if I do get hurt, I can open a tab and I can hit the SOS button, and someone will hopefully come out and find me. I want this thing right next to me, just in case I need it. Again, this is something that is an investment. It's very expensive. It's not something that you as a new hiker or someone visiting Colorado needs. Sunscreen, right? Something I said is important. We're gonna have that readily available. If you're gonna be out for a couple of hours, most sunscreens last maybe 60 minutes to 80 minutes. And so we're gonna reapply that pretty consistently. The last thing we're gonna have are our snacks. Same thing, we're gonna put them in side pockets as we can. Somewhere that they're readily available. That way we can pick them up pretty easily. And you'll still see I have my beanie and my socks left, right? I can put those in kind of wherever. I still want to have my beanie readily available in case I need it, so maybe I'll put that up top. I'll put my socks in. I'll kind of jam them in a little bit. So as you can see, right, this backpack is pretty full right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cinch this guy down. That way contents will be nice and tight. I'm gonna do that on both sides. And there we go. We have a backpack. One of the important things to note is it's a good idea to put your backpack together before you go out and before you get in the car, because you want to fit it on you and want to make sure that it's comfortable, right? This backpack is relatively lightweight right now because I don't have water in my Camelback. But like I said, we want to have weight pushing against our back here. We don't want weight out that way. So if you're sitting with this backpack and standing with this backpack and you try walking around and you feel this portion pulling you back, that means you need to readjust the clothes or something in there. And there's no real way that you need to pack your backpack. Again, it's kind of making it so it's comfortable that there's less or more weight. Oftentimes I'll pack my backpack a certain way. It won't feel comfortable, so I'll take things out and I'll do it again until it feels comfortable. Again, hiking should be fun. It shouldn't be necessarily painful. So take your time, make that pack comfortable, because you're gonna thank yourself later.
Thanks for watching another episode of Wreck Yourself. I'm your host, James Gould. I'm Professor of Tourism Management at the University of Northern Colorado. I hope we've inspired you to explore. And of course, feel free to check out the links below for specific information on recreation resources, our guests, and our partners. Also, be sure to hit like and subscribe. Until we see you next time, be sure to wreck yourself.